What's going on, fellas?
Bro, this market is print city.
Print City. Okay. All right. What you play today? What you gain, man?
Oh, I was all SPY. All screwed around with SPY today. I'm looking for more Pythagoras too. I have my eyes on some stuff that I do really like. Walmart's one of them I kind of like. If it breaks through, I think it was like 130.50. If it sells off through there, it could get nasty to the downside. But at the end of the day, what I'm thinking about with this market right now is what is the catalyst that people are going to come back in and buy? There isn't one. Well, why would you buy this market right now?
Yeah, I think we're going to end up seeing a decisive end of the week. It's a short week. Contracts, be careful with the contracts. They're going to be priced a little bit differently. It's only 4 days this week. I know everyone knows that sometimes when you look at contract prices, you don't always factor that in. We're going to see the Fed talk this week. We're going to see some data come out. We're going to see the market move and react. So that part's going to be very interesting. But yeah, SPY puts almost from open to like 10 o'clock. Printed beautifully, and then again off the breaking of support levels on the way down in the afternoon. I mean, today was
once it slipped 393 again, it was game over.
Yeah, where's it at right now? I think right now it's trying to climb back up. Right now it's sitting at 390. Yeah,
it's trying. Yeah. It's trying. You also got to think about the big oil crisis too, or energy crisis that's going on. That is not going to slow down anytime soon. I've been talking about that. I got some more stuff for it today, but tomorrow, Canada rate decision. Thursday, ECB rate decision, and Powell in the morning.
It's going to be a big day. And mind you, tomorrow's only Wednesday. We still got 2 more days for trading after that. And that's going to bring the volatility and the swings I think are going to have people very profitable as long as people are safe. They wait to see how the market moves. They don't front run. They're not trying to guess. You know what I mean? Just wait to see what happens. If you waited last time to see what happens after Powell spoke, you saw the market dip, rip, and then just give you that slow die over the next like 3-4 hours that anyone could have made money in, right?
Mm-hmm. Gabe, what'd you play today?
Let me show you. Well, we were on the live stream, and we actually had a call where Invictus was predicting this crossover, which it did happen, but I was keeping the guys calm in the live stream, and I said, "Listen, this isn't looking good to me, right? I mean, you have the 200 EMA, you had one test, you had a second test, and then I was waiting for that third test, but it didn't. But we got that put, and then it's like, okay, let's make some money. Here we go. We start rimming that 13. Now, there's something I want to highlight here, right? Is that in these moments of consolidation, the ADX fell relatively flat, right? Breaking below this 20 level here, which you could see is 1871. This was really telling me there wasn't a lot of strength to the upside. Okay.
Right.
Was not a lot of strength to the upside. And then when we finally got this put here, well, you see ADX breaks ever so slightly, but we have this continuation. And what we would like to see, especially when the RSI breaks, that's what I was waiting for. We had a call signal, but we had the RSI cross and break that moving average there. That's when I knew, okay, all bets are off. This thing is coming back down. And I was speculating it would come down. Guys, this is not rocket science. This blue pill line, which we call affectionately in this Discord, we draw this line there. And that's where she came right to. That was my exit. That was my leg out. We're done.
Yeah, we were talking about this morning too, where it was like just looking at the overall market and where it's most likely headed. There's like 2 things that you really need to figure out: market context, what is actually going on and how does that drive sentiment, key levels, and have your strategy going in. If you have those things locked and loaded, there's no like the people just spewing bullshit are not going to affect you, because you can just be like, okay, this is what is actually going on here. Oil freaking the fuck out. You have the dollar making 20-year highs, which we can talk about too. There's some interesting things going on with that stuff. You have everything basically pointing to weakness and just still absolute shittiness in the overall economy. And that is going to get reflected back into the market because there's no confidence. So if people are going to come out and just be like, oh no, let's rip it doesn't make like nothing about that makes sense. Where like you see everything is lining up, or it has been lining up for downside moves. Lots of put premium coming in. It's like the highest amount of like put contracts being bought since like last November when Powell came out and said rate cuts or rate hikes and tightening.
I'm about to say, yeah, rate cuts. I was like, hold on a second.
Rate hikes and tightening. So when that happens, you see all of those key levels like the walls start lining up, and that can help you with your key support and resistance levels. For us, though, we don't really have to do all that much because on our charts, they all lined up with the key, like the big options levels too. So they were all already right there for everybody. And you just see like, oh, slips a level, more shorting, slips a level, more shorting.
No, I like that. I like that a lot. I mean, like, and for me, it was like, I just used some classic, indications today. We got the put call first things first in the morning. I mean, like 10 minutes before the market opened. So I was already looking for the downside. We came back down and we broke down below that level of support in the pre-market at roughly 393.75. So I know SCB, you're talking about after we hit 393, we're on our way down.
Yeah.
We came down below 393.75, rejected twice on 2 5-minute candles, and then the market just dropped. And it was just like, you get that confirmation. You wait, 5, 10, 15 minutes before the market starts to make sure you don't do anything too crazy, and then you just capitalize on it. Now, the funny thing is, on the way down the second time, you could have waited till hit the daytime low. The way that, I was looking at it was simply don't wait for the full move, right? I was up 32+%, and I was seeing it increase, and I was like, you know what? Take profit off the table. I went in very small, actually. I went in 2.5% because the afternoon was getting a little bit shifty, and I was just like, yeah, I'm not going to risk it. But, you didn't have to wait until it came back down to the day low. You could get out early, take your profit, leave a couple of runners if you want to, and then wait for a break of the day low and some nice fall through. We didn't get it, but I was already out to play. Now looking at the SPY come back up to 391.42, I think to myself, we're going to play this thing both ways. If I see a break of 393 flat, we might just pop this thing over the 200 EMA and get some calls going.
They're probably gonna pump it into the end of the day, but like as we've seen, it's like every single day when you see the buyers coming in at the end, it's like, why are you doing? Well, what are you doing here? Every single day it's happened when you go on those big rips at the end of the day, all those buyers get fucking mauled and dumped on, just absolutely destroyed. And it's like, oh, let's try this again and try to pump it at the end of the day and artificially like help ourselves out. It doesn't work. Like the whole thing doesn't look great. Can it bounce? Yeah, it can get a little relief bounce. But overall, like as you're going into September and all the data starts to come in, you're just going to continue to see. It's like,
So let me go ahead and show you guys this bounce here. So this was a key level that we printed out here, right? Now this level was drawn out from the 4 hour. Let's go ahead and pull back the 4 hour. You see that level there?
It's perfect.
Right? It's perfect. So we go back to the 5 minute here. Ladies and gents, if you want to go ahead and learn how we do this, well, we're going to consistently give you guys free education on the daily, right? Just subscribe to Trade 1348, our YouTube channel. Link down in the description, pinned into the top of the comments. We want to show you guys in real time how we play this game and break it down to you. So levels don't lie. We get this bounce here. Someone said they made 16%. Congratulations. Now, what are we looking for as far as entries? Well, we knew we had this level. We see that bounce off the level. RSI breaks above its moving average, and then the MACD begins to start printing green. This tells me all systems go. Also, in this trend, you can see ADX breaks above 25. So this tells us that there's strength in the move. Now, RSI is heavily elevated, and one of the rules here is above 50 on the RSI, we're trending to the upside. Now, yes, I agree with STV. Like the market has definitely weaponized the dollar, and it's out there to catch you sleeping. It's there to catch you freaking sleeping. I see a pump, and when we talk about levels here, we could go ahead and zoom out a little bit and see. We'll go ahead and affectionately, we like to call this blue pill. We'll go ahead and mark this level right here that was established in pre-market. And if she's going to keep running, expect her to run back to 392 right there. And it's a freaking wrap, guys. It is a freaking wrap.
Everything is just when you look at the overall market right now, like we can talk about the dollar for a little bit if you want. It's like when you see the dollar rip to these highs, there's a lot of weird implications that end up happening. Like, yeah, strong dollar can be all right for like eventual growth, But if you're like a multinational company that's based in the United States with a strong dollar and you do a lot of business overseas, you end up getting screwed over because all of those dollar, whatever currency it is in those foreign countries, whatever you're making over there gets converted back into USD at a lower amount. So you still get screwed around with the foreign exchange stuff. Same thing with oil. Oil is denominated in dollars. You're gonna have to pay for oil in dollars. So when you do these currency conversions, it costs more of your domestic currency to translate to dollars to already get more oil at these higher prices.
Now be careful now, because there's a little rumor going around. I don't know how accurate this is, that oil might be traded in something other than USD for the first time in a long time.
I've heard that one too. I have heard
that. Typically, I'm not going to say what typically happens historically every time that does change. But when that does change, there's typically a little bit of a brouhaha in the world in regards to, a little egotistical chop. All right. So keep an eye out for that, guys. There could potentially be, of course, further news that could shake the markets up if this seems to be an issue moving forward. All right. So just,
on
YouTube right now, we don't get taken off. So just keep an eye out for what that means.
Yes, absolutely. Now, I guess we have AMC Vigilante here, who brings up a good question. Now, again, we promised that this would also be an educational stream here. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and explain this to you.
Let's not put that stuff in chat, guys, just in case. Just keep it off the chat. Yep.
All right. So here we go. Here goes the question. I'm trying to make a checklist, so correct me if I'm wrong. If MACD is showing green, good indication that calls are good. If opposite, then good for puts. It is not necessarily just the MACD. Guys, what we have here are 3 indicators, and each indicator is telling you something slightly different, but each indicator has to confirm the thesis on whether it is a call or a put. Now, we have a general rule of thumb. When price action is below the 200 EMA, we are biased, and let's go ahead and get this full screen for you guys, right? We are biased to puts, you see? The strength of the put move is going to be stronger than the strength of the call move, as you can see here, right? Mm-hmm. Because price action is below the 200 EMA. Now, what else are we looking for? Well, if we were to go call side, we would want to see that the RSI is above 50 and pointing up. If you see how it's pitching down, that is never a good thing. You want to see it pitching up and above 50. Next up, the MACD. Now, a lot of people use the MACD as in, okay, red means puts, green means calls. Well, you also have to pay attention to this neutral line, and we recently added this neutral line to make it that much more obvious and clearer to you guys. When the MACD and signal line break above the neutral line, and you do have bullish momentum here, that's an indication that the bulls are in fact in control, right? Also, in that time, you want to see ADX. Now, ADX does not care about the direction of the trend, just the strength of the trend. And so, therefore, you want to see ADX above 25. This is how we break it down. And everything all together helps build your thesis on if this is going to be a move to the upside or a move to the downside, and help you decide if you're going to play calls or puts, and help you make profit. All right. And guys, listen, I would encourage you all to watch us every single time we go live publicly, which will be on Trade 1348. We will be going live. We have a schedule. I believe it's Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. Mm-hmm. Right. That is the schedule where you guys go straight to the mothership, and we will provide this education absolutely for free. Give us our plays of the day, give you our plays of the day, highlight some of the winners in our community, and then answer some of your questions. Fair enough?
Yeah, and all you existing members too, the private live streams don't get taken away. You still those are all still going to be there every single day. You still get all of them.
Yeah, think of this as like a review, a checklist, reminder, going through different rules, helping people kind of figure out exactly what they have to get done. If you guys feel free, if you guys are in the Discord, to also come out here, chill with us, check with us, ask questions, make sure you guys also get what you guys are looking for, which is hopefully clarity and a more simplistic trading day. Hopefully at this point in time of the day, you guys are already finished though. hopefully at this point in time of the day, you guys are already just looking for, the potential next setups or Pythagoras plays for the long run.
Yes.
I love
Yes.
Pythagoras.
We all love Pythagoras. Now, I also want to throw it out there. Unlike your father or your mother's Discord or Patreon, which you get charged on the 1st no matter what, even if you signed up on the 28th, we are in partnership with Patreon. If you sign up today on the 7th, you won't get charged. Well, today's the 6th. You won't get charged until the 6th next month. Right. Link down in the description, guys. You don't have to worry about like, oh my God, I signed up on the 14th. No, I'm going to wait till the 1st because I only get 14 days with this. No, you could actually sign up on the 14th and try us for a whole month, right? And we're good to go. So I just want you guys to understand you will get charged today. Obviously, you would have to cancel before the next cycle. But it's not like you go ahead and you sign up on the 14th and then get charged on the 1st. And then, no, it's not like that. You get a full 30 days. You get a full 30 days before being charged again.
I like it. Now,
so if you clear, so what would happen is if you would have to, it's just your own separate billing cycle is essentially what we've done with you guys. So you guys all get your own 30 days. So if you were to, so the way it typically would work is that if you joined at the end of the month, you would only have 10 days, then you get charged again. Now, no more of that. You're on your own billing cycle.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
All right, guys, quick question. We see it so far that the market has been a little bit crazy in the afternoon. And when I say crazy, I just mean it hasn't really been giving us as many swings as we want. At this point in time, what are you guys thinking in the afternoon? It's currently 2:22. You guys have currently been into a couple of trades already. What's your thought process? It's Tuesday. It's a short week. Are you guys looking for more trades? Are you guys done for the day? Are you guys reviewing trades? What would you guys typically do at this point in time?
Usually nothing. Usually, unless something crazy starts to happen in the afternoon, I just burn it. Unless you're even like either way, if you took some losses in the morning, why continue to put more money at risk and put yourself deeper into a hole? If you're already nicely green on the day, I mean, burn it. You're already up. Put the power of compound interest on your side and be good to go.
I'll add one thing to that. If you guys are new and you guys are green on the day and you guys get a little bit of itch, guys, paper trade. Test out some shit. Paper trade your ass off. But that's one of the things that I think we've seen people have a lot of success for in Discord is they've had green days. They kicked it off, just like SDV said, take off the rest of the day. But if you feel like, I wonder if paper trade, don't I wonder if with your own money now, okay? If you've already had a successful day, relax, paper trade, try some shit out. You want to try different techniques, different strategies, different, time frames, different stocks you guys aren't typically used to trading. Feel free to test it out and paper trade. And then if you can do so successfully over a long period of time, you got what it takes to go back in the afternoon and play ball.
Yeah. All right. So a couple of things. Three trade loss row. If you've lost 3 trades in a row, don't trade for the rest of the day. That's it. So if I get off to a funky start, which is hardly never, but if I do, all right, I just stop right there. And if the market gave me more than I deserved in the morning, I stop right there. My portfolio is up 18% on the day today. I'm done. I'm not looking for anything else. I'm not looking to play anything else. I'm all set. So the beauty with Trade 1348 is not only is it about making money and educating you guys on how to make money with a strategy, it's also about lifestyle, where you go ahead and you make your money and then you move on with your life. You move on with your life and you go ahead and it's all about passion pursuits, right?
Focus back on your job or
your job,
back
your
on your
kids,
family, your kids, of course.
Go do something fun. Like just leave. Like that's my thing is if I'm sitting at my computer and I'm like, Lord, working on videos and stuff, it's like, well, I'm looking at the charts. I should stop doing that.
That's why I said for those guys who have the itch, those people, those guys, girls, whoever it might be, paper trade it up. Someone said better again that Tesla trade before 3. It's interesting for me, and I guess it'd be interesting to hear your guys' opinions as well. Monday through Thursday, 3:30, I'm done. If it gets towards 3 o'clock, I try to be done. And if it's on Friday, for sure, 3 o'clock, I'm done. Maybe even 2 o'clock, depending on how green or red the day is. Right? Well, like I kind of take a day-to-day approach on Fridays. But what time do you guys basically call quits in the day? Let's say you guys are 1 for 1, 2 for 2 around 12 o'clock. What's your cutoff time?
I'll have sweet spots for trading. Like the sweet spots for like my day trades are usually like between 9:45 and 11:30, and then it stops. Just because one, you got to wait and see where the market wants to pick for the direction of the day. The reason why I say 9:45 is like some days they're more rare, but some days the market will decide its trend by then. Especially if there's like a big piece of news that comes out in terms of like economic data, that big surprises. But usually it's after 10, and then between then and 11:30, the market is kind of already trending. So the way that I view it is you can see the aggressiveness of the move happens towards the beginning of the trade. So you'll see the market become more aggressive, and then it slowly starts to fizzle out. Now, you may not want to enter in the trade there when the price action's not moving as quickly because, well, one, the potential for a gain is a lot less if you've already seen a stock move 4 or 5%. So after that, you're almost looking for that like 11:30 time period. You're almost looking for something big to help continue the move or a big reversal coming in a little bit later. So like 1:30 maybe. That's kind of how I view it. But in the afternoon, I usually just look for Pythagoras.
That's it. Longer plays, more time,
Right.
solid money.
So TMI, I'm going to ask you, the play of the week, everybody's looking at it. Everybody's talking about it. It happens tomorrow. Apple. Where are we going with Apple?
All right. So Apple's gonna be an interesting one, right? So as you guys know, Apple does have their a big event that happens tomorrow, right? Where they're probably gonna debut their new phone. We're in very interesting times where the Fed's gonna be talking tomorrow. Apple's gonna be having an event. The numbers gonna be coming out of Canada. There's gonna be several different things going on here. This is my thing. I personally, I'm gonna love whatever happens, but I'm not touching shit tomorrow in regards to Apple. I would have absolutely loved to get in on a run up, but right now it looks like Apple is on the brink. If you look at it on the 4 hour, of a drop. And when I say a drop, I mean coming back down to 150 flat, right? So for me, I'm looking at this like you could have very bullish news coming out here, but I'm going to be more so looking at every other indication from the narratives coming from the mainstream media in regards to what the Fed says, what Canada's rate hike is. If we see a 1.25, it's going to be something else in the market, right? So I'm really keeping my eye on everything else. Apple right now, to me, the timing is just off of this one. It's just, it doesn't quite work the way I want it to. If it was a nice run up, I would have bought the hype, sold the news, and that's typically what I do, but not this time.
Okay.
What do you guys think?
All right. STV, take it away.
For Apple?
Yeah.
I think that is typically an event where people love to hype it up as being a crazy catalyst, and then everybody just gets burned by theta. That's just how I view them. It's an event that everybody knows about going into it. Everybody's going to be looking at it. And if you're thinking about trading in terms of having an edge, nobody has an edge, but everybody thinks they do. They're like, ooh, an event coming out. And then they're like, oh, this could happen. And then everybody just gets
But if there was a bullish run, if there was a little bit of more hype in the market leading into it, I would feel much more comfortable riding it up. And then tomorrow before the event starts, I'm outie 5,000, right? But right now I'm like, this looks like it's on the brink of a drop. And what I don't want to happen is it's tiptoeing on the edge of that drop to 150, but because it's a good event, it kind of just sideways trades and kills theta. Like I don't want any part of that right now, right? So I'm gonna wait to see what the market says. If they have a poor event, I'll definitely jump in on the downside. I would love to play this thing down to 150, 145, 140, and then use a profit to get some stock for the long run. But at this point in time, I'm chilling. Gabe, what are you thinking about?
Buy the hype, sell the news. The thing is that Apple isn't showing us anything to buy. Let's go ahead and break you on the 4 hour here, right? I want to show everybody the 4 hour. And the 4 hours is really where we draw our thesis against Apple. But before we get into the 4 hour, let's look at what we see here on the daily, right? So the daily, Apple's sitting at a very critical point here. This is the 200 EMA here. But what we're seeing is that the relative strength index, or the RSI, is below 50 by forever. Right? Yeah. And then we could see that the MACD, you got the MACD and the signal line approaching neutral here and breaking below. Now, will we see a pump tomorrow? That is a possibility. But after the pump, I see a continuation for what it is here. I just feel like, just like you, TMI, the timing is just wrong. We're in the 4 hour. and the RSI is getting ready to cross against this moving average to the downside. And this is absolutely filthy, which means that we have a continuation in the downtrend. If you look at the MACD and we reference it against neutral point here, that is a long way to go. So that's telling me there's going to be it requires a lot of money to get infused into Apple right now to change its natural course of direction here. All right. So this is one of those things where I'm staying away from it, just no different than you guys.
Yeah, I don't like that one.
Well, the funny thing is, I think a lot of people right now like Apple to the downside. And the thing is that we know, fundamentally speaking, and with the presentation, Apple is typically very good at what they do, right? They stay cash strapped. They're very innovative. Well, at least they were. They're starting to get back to it now. And they do present very well. So it's like, I think they're going to have bullish results of this event, but the chart looks bearish. And that equates to neutral, which means theta decay. I want no part of that.
100%.
100%. All right, guys, we are counting down within the 5 minutes. So we want to go ahead and take a question. I'm going to let TMI do the honors in picking the question, and then we will all give our insight.
All right, so let's just see here. Should we buy cheap puts on the pump?
Why?
So that's another thing too. So you're basically at that point in time front running a trade, right? You're trying to get in with the hopes and the thought process of something that you think could potentially happen, and we don't do that, right? We wait for something to come into fruition, get confirmation on it, and then jump on the back and ride that bad boy down, right? If you do see a huge move in the market, you will always see a cross. There will not be a huge move in the market where the EMAs won't cross. You will always get an indication. And plus, what we have is predictive bots that give you guys an indication before the crosses happen to let you guys know that they are going to happen, and they'll pinpoint which bars the crosses will happen on. So we have no need to jump in ahead. We got absolutely no need for that. That's why we got you guys covered. Next.
I think it's more like, is price moving up the reason why you're trying to inverse it? Like, I think there's a bigger question there. It's like, okay, well, are you coming to a key level of resistance? Are you coming up to VWAP? Are you coming to the 200? Are you like where? Like, you can't just be like, oh, it's going up, I'm gonna play it down. I know, Daniel, you know more than that. I just think for people listening, you can't go willy-nilly just like, oh, it's going up, I think it's going to go back down and hope for the best. That's gambling, and that's going to help you blow up your account. There's a lot more fun ways to light money on fire, at least get a good story out of it, not just, oh, I bought contracts on the reversal. Hoping. Like,
I'm about to start something now.
Fire.
All right, let's go ahead and now just bring this up. Let's give some context to this, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to bring up the SPY here. I'm going to show you, these guys are TMI, STV, hell of a traders, right? Let's go ahead and bring up this chart here. I want you guys to see this, okay? So we bring up the 5 minute, right? And in this situation here on the 5 minute, we see that bounce, right? But do you play this bounce simply because it bounced here? I mean, you hit this level of support here. Do you play to the upside simply because the level's there? No, you don't.
It printed the level there too. Like, that's a new level print.
So it's a new level print
that coming down.
Exactly. Right? What you're waiting for is everything else to confirm your thesis, right? RSI making that move, showing strength. MACD goes ahead and follows. You could see in this entire move, you could see that ADX just built a nice, solid mound, and then it just came right back down when you had the switcheroo here. But let's just say you played this for the sake of playing it and saying, well, I'm going to buy a call. But what happens if RSI comes right back down and breaks below its moving average? Now you're pinned. Now you're stuck. And when you front run things, you get hurt. Listen, guys, this makes me bring back one of my favorite sayings from back in the day. One of my favorite sayings, right? Don't do what you think the chart's going to do. Do what the chart is telling you it's going to do. And by virtue of having these indicators and looking at them and respecting each and every one, including your levels, you end up respecting your P&L, your portfolio, and then everyone else's intelligence a lot more because the levels are there. The levels are there.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah. If you guys do need help with support and resistance, guys, they are on the charts in the Discord. You guys can just click them, copy them over. You guys got them, and you guys can always, reference back to them with different stock tickers. So you guys never have to worry about, where you might be bumping into a little bit of friction. You guys covered.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. At the end of the day, too, the algorithms that we have, Trader Joe, he cracked 30% today. Pythagoras is killing it. Invictus is something that nobody's ever seen before. So these are stuff that you guys like. I've never seen anything like this before, and the trades are reflecting them. So I mean, these are just I would say that they're the most powerful tools that retail has right now. They're filthy, absolutely filthy, and we got more coming. We always got more up our sleeve. Get ready.
That's it. All right, guys, make sure you follow that link down in the description. It's going to link you to our Trade 1348 YouTube channel. This is where you're going to get the alerts. This is where the free education happens. This is where we empower you as traders, investors, and help you make that educated decision on whether you're going to take a chance with us. All right. With that also being said, there is a link to the Patreon. You could go ahead and sign up also down in the description. And that's all I really have for you. TMI, you want to add anything to that?
For those of you guys from the Discord, guys, don't forget, take a look at some Pythagoras plays every once in a while. For those of you guys who have been getting into lots of different scalps, when the markets get a little bit choppy, take the nice, easy plays, make yourself some consistent income off of those Pythagoras plays. Those things are absolutely sweet.
Absolutely. All right, guys, you know how we do. This was 30 minutes. If you missed some of it, it's only 30 minutes. Watch the recap.
All right, guys. Deuces.